first person that we're going to be hearing is Taiwo Aina. And I will just do a little to do what I always do, give you a feel of the person that you're about to hear, so that you know that they're going to be speaking from a lot of experience that you can appreciate. So, Taiwo Aina is, really amazing, and I like to keep it short and simple, and I just keep it like that. So, Taiwo Aina is someone who has followed her passion for photography, focused on the documentary photography aspect of things, right? And she has traveled around different countries, different parts of the nation, making sure that we keep and protect the story of our nation and the story of different lands. So we're going to have an amazing time. One of the most recent achievements is that she got a I must call it right, a women photograph grant, right? And it was something more to cover a particular, I think it's a boxing women out of the country, event, and it had really been beautiful. And different display and exhibitions even for the NSS event, and really amazing things that she has done in her career. And we're absolutely excited to have her share our wisdom on storytelling and photography with us. So once again, like we do it, please give Taiwo Aina an embarrassing applause.
Was that the invitation for me? Good morning. Good morning. Afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you guys are having a great time at this workshop. I always want to time.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know what I'll be doing, if I'm not looking for photographer, but I know so well that I'll probably not be doing 9 to 5. Maybe I'll be to tech or business. So growing up for me, I am interested in preparing DVDs, making fun with protocol, connecting back with lights, and I was kind of an artist, so I knew how to draw well. But I could have studied architecture or engineering, but I wasn't looking for the arts. So I did photography. So the entrepreneurship subject was introduced to our sister was in SS1. I think that was God blessing to me because I wonder how else I would have got introduced to photography. So for what who's good in Ibadan? I want to know maybe somebody else can relate to my story. So that year in 2012, so why introduced the entrepreneurship subject to the syllabus? So we are math, English, physics, chemistry, biology. You have to have one entrepreneurship subject. Who else did that? Maybe I'm in Jersey. Nobody did it. What's the what did you do? What did you study? In university. Agriculture. Wow. Okay. So yes, that was how I got introduced to photography in 2012, and I graduated as one of the first students in photography. So entering school, I studied agricultural economics. So entering school, as a student, it was just growing to just study, right? So I kind of continued with my passion, which was photography. I brought my guys that using iPhone. Because iPhone, no matter any kind of picture you take, the quality will be primitive and strong enough. So I bought iPhones for 10 minutes, 15 minutes to go to photo because most of my friends they don't have a camera. Well, at least they had iPhone 6 when I borrowed. So I moved from short photo and post images on my Telegram page. If you go down my page, you still find some of it. Social lockdown happened and we had to just be at home, and luckily for me, I got my camera already. So that was the time when I pushed from physical way of teaching to like virtual way of teaching. So there was no Instagram live, online workshop to sign up for. That really transitioned me from a random hobby history photographer to somebody looking into career to start. So I did 2 personal projects then. Ramadan called me the story of my who is the young guy that was his father. That's not all the
No, you're not.
Who is the young guy that helps his father with bricklayer? Just close to my house. All this story were in my environment, somewhere I'm interested because I don't really go out to take stories. So I couldn't do commercial during lockdown. Since I'm doing documentary, let me just keep telling the stories and let me see what comes out from it. So lockdown ended. I did this project I created during the lockdown to apply for story with a bigger workshop that I could learn more from. I think I missed one part of story. So as a young girl, I grew up in an average Nigeria home, weren't exposed to a lot of photography. But at least mom and dad, they had their wedding pictures. Dad had his NYS picture. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my dad's NYS picture. And I took this picture in 2022 when I was in my NYS. It was quite a bit for so this was about, I don't know, well, let's say 20 to 30 years ago. So I find it quite interesting that, NYC, so I'm also doing my NYC there. And I was looking for about NYC, I felt that photography connects the whole story together for me. So it's part of me looking at pictures, that's what I have to do this picture and presentation. So, yeah, what was I doing before I branched to this? NYC.
You went worse.
No, okay, so I was talking about.
Yes.
Yes. I applied for workshops, more workshops than for story review. So it was from all these classes I really defined myself as a storyteller. That was 2020 was lockdown. So 2021 was when I officially started doing more assignments. I got my first assignment in August 2021 to travel to Ghana. Few states in it was quite interesting, even though don't let me talk too much about it. But as a body photographer, you might get cheated when you don't know your rights too much. So I want to explain about that too. So it was interesting for me. So this was Ghana's. So this was Ghana class. That's the sister right there. Now I was trying to Ghana. I almost likely it on now, but I couldn't pass the machine. My sister is currently fashion now, by the way. So I switched to photography because it was not kind of interesting and easy to learn from me. And thank God I did. That's like, these are you able to meet me yesterday. So these are a few of my streets. These are how I come photos, by the way. So I served in the church media in school. So I wrote my photos to go document to the church. This is the church picture. Two fresh photos there, yeah. This I have to be frank. So another thing I want to get to know. I don't know if anybody interested in the documentary yet. It's always advised for you to do your name. Let people identify you with your name, not nickname. You look more professional by using your name to present your work. So I have to rebrand from fresh photos to Taiwo Aina. I know you guys identify me by my work now, but it's fresh photos. Yeah, because when it comes to publication, too many of them are putting Ricky photos. People want to know the person that I did the project. So, yeah, was anybody have any question before I go into the technical part? So that's it to be about me. Any question before I proceed? Done?
Sorry. I have a question. Talking about rules, how will you be able to convert people? Is it something just to
So for this one was street photography. This one I was in the bus. I just brought my phone out and I didn't come back to the phone anyway. The kids were playing and I happened to be there and I came to studio. I didn't have conversation with anybody in this picture. So then I also didn't know how to start conversation. I was just seeing nice friends, snap, posts, likes. That was it for me just why you need to talk about what storytelling is and how to do it for the project. Do you have any documentary photographer? What's it?
Yes. So I wanted to ask a question. Right? How did you know that it was documentary we're going to write?
You said that story. Okay, so I schooled in the University of Ilorin, and anybody from Ilorin. So in 2020, I interned with Inagural Studios. He's a portrait awarding guy. I felt like it was important for me to know the technicalities of photography, light, portraits, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do documentary then. So I entered it for about 6 months before we all remember this for lockdown. I love the portrait part. I really did enjoy the wedding, going out by 6 a.m. and coming back midnight. It wasn't my kind of thing because I even don't like 9 to 5. So we doing wedding from 5 to it wasn't my thing. And I figured that I left the studio to go and shoot photography. Even when they shoot, I will have to beg us to please, I need to go and do this. I travel with buy videos, travel to village and take pictures like. I think this is what I want to do, even though it wasn't paying money then. So it was along the line after I did the project and I had to be willing for how to make money then. We'll get there later like that. So now that I feel that it was documentary I kind of like. And there wasn't pressure on me on making money. I was in school, I was still getting money from home. So I had the luxury of trying to do whatever I wanted to do. So yeah, what is documentary photography? Documentary photography basically is it describes any photo that attempts to record the world as it is. From wide-angle photograph of words, close-up snapshots of people and the trees. So this images they can inform an audience about hidden corners of the contemporary life and even become more of a historical record. This English is why I hope you guys understand it. Okay, so it's also important to me. And it's a way of contributing to the broader conversation about human experience, whether it's capturing a festival, a moment of protest, like the exas, therefore we are the photograph out there, or the quiet life of the community. Every image has the potential to make a difference. So documentary photography has the power of making you know about the problem, making you know about the topic, just like my boxing project. When I did the female boxers project, a lot of people didn't know that we had the female boxers in the time. But they knew about the story. So documentary photography can make you know about something interesting. So I think it's a very beautiful journey of photography. So yeah, photography is a form of art, but it's also a very wide aspect of storytelling. Graphic design is a part of storytelling. Drawing is a storytelling. Writing too is part of storytelling. Photography too is a very big part of storytelling. So what is a story and what does storytelling entails? Can you help us? What is a story? Yeah, the documentary photography. And also don't call yourself upcoming. You are a documentary photographer. I don't think it's fair to call yourself upcoming. People can call you, but don't call yourself an upcoming photographer.
So I would say storytelling for me is actually trying to view a particular idea or trying to see from an angle, right, your perspective of the thing or the particular subject. Trying to make other people see how you see this particular subject.
Okay, partly right.
My own view of when it comes to anything documentary is telling an event story to solve something.
Trying to record.
Trying to record the story to solve the written
You're both right. Well, I define the story as a plot, a set of characters, an environment. The story can be a plot, can be a set of characters, can be about an environment, can be about a conflict. The conflict is not fight. The conflict is like somebody trying to get the car. You follow the person through. You tell you the story of the person trying to get the car. From savings to price the car, and that's the story. Maybe somebody trying to go to school, you can follow the person, through the person's educational career. from jam to other that kind of story. It's the best market. So that's what it is. And story isn't just about pictures. It's more complex. It evokes attention. Story evokes emotion. It triggers action. We are talking about documenting the water problem. Like you're trying to work with a community where they don't have access to water. Your storytelling can make people try to contribute and help with a problem or something. When you document the problem, what is the lack of water not? What is the inability to get water? What is the problem created for them? Sickness, drought, everything. So you can document an area where they don't have water, you can create a solution, but you can try to tell a story about the effect of rain on the sky and the other. So that's kind of sensitive topic, but your storytelling can bring a little change to that. So stories inform the world about stories inform the world about where we're living and how we should consider living. And also your approach to telling story really matters, whether you're a wedding photographer, whether you're doing just portraits. Your portrait can be different from others with your storytelling. And I like the way Taiwo does a portrait section. She kind of connects with her subjects. She just doesn't take pictures. She has personal connection with her subject and she writes the whole story in the caption. I really like that about her portraits. So your approach to storytelling really matters from when you're doing wedding, don't focus on just portraits. You have to learn more about the couple before the event, know what is important to them, have a lot of meetings and interviews with the couple, and when you're shooting, you know the details to capture and everything. So no matter whether you're a documentary photographer, photo analyst, wedding, baby photographer, your attention to details matter when you are telling the story. So storytelling is a bad form of story. It's how you choose to tell the story. So storytelling is photography. I believe we'll come to a time where if your photograph doesn't say anything, it's just blank. So I think you should just go with the flow and don't just take it now. Let the story behind it. When you are doing portrait, try to incorporate some element that is important to the person. Let's say the person is a doctor. Try and put something that tells the story of the doctor in the portrait. Okay. So, helpful tips on creating a compelling photo story, documentary, wedding story, any story. So before you get to the film, before you get to the wedding, before you shoot, you have to decide on who and what your story is about, why is the story important, how do you get to tell the story, is your story globally relevant? Can somebody from UK see your country that love it and connect to it? Can somebody from Brazil look at your wedding picture and love the culture and everything there? So you have to know who your story is about. Are you telling a story about a boxer? Are you telling a story about a doctor? So who's your subject? Who are you photographing? Is it one person? Is it a group of people? So you have to decide that in your research. And why is it important? Why are you telling the story? Why should your audience care about the story? Do you want them to know about the topic? Do you want to do the story because you are connected to it? Is the story about a family? You're trying to document your family? The story can be as simple as documenting your mother at home, and it's your personal connection to it that makes it stronger to you because you care about it. Somebody else can be connected to the story because the person also he has or her mother. And so a story can be so simple, but the reason you are doing the story is very important. I recently did a project about my grandma. Even though I need more research, but I just felt compelled to tell a story because I don't have any visual about any of my grandparents. And my grandma is getting older, so I did a video documentary about her. I just filmed her at home for 3 days. And capturing, I got to connect more with her. I saw that grandparents are always lonely, they need a lot of drugs, I get to learn more about grammar by doing that story. And a month after I did that video, grammar can work again. When looking at that stuff now, it puts my emotion, and I played video for my uncle, who cried. So you see, even your family, if it's about your mother, let it connect to you. And yeah, I'm going to get emotional. Okay, so research. A properly done research is the foundation of projects. There are many people working on boxing. I'm not the only person working on football boxing, but if you check online, let's say you want to work on mental block in photographers, creative block in photographers. If you check online, there's somebody that has written or done something about it. So your own approach now matters. But why are you doing your own? What are you trying to look at? Just like you writing a project in school. A lot of people that have done it, like in our reference. So the same thing with photographic projects. So look at other people that have done something similar. So you will be like repeating what somebody else has done. Why should your own be different? So that's where you now look at. Since this person has looked at the portrait, let me look at the daily life of the student. Let me look at what just find an approach to go about your story. Yeah, and you gather new facts, you search for interesting characters, you look for storylines that you want to work on, and check out similar projects, and look for how differently you can do your own project. It's not always nice to do the same thing somebody else has done. So, and when you decided what you want to photograph, where you want to do it, who you are telling the story about, and maybe you've gotten access already in your research, because access is very, very important in telling the documentary. Because you can't just go to the street and start taking pictures and get all the pictures you want in a day. For access, it might take you a month, it might take you a week, and you might need to have a fixer to help you connect to people there. So, yeah, it depends on the story you are telling. If you are working on a wedding event, you already have access because you know the couple. But if you are going to a show now, you have to know the whereabouts. But if you are working in your own area, people already know you. So, access is relative to what you are working on. So when you get out of the field, you're ready to shoot, to figure out what you want to do. You please go simple. Don't go with DG or Zara. Don't go with Canada. Please go with a simple outfit. Dress like street basically. So if you are going to Kaduna, you don't wear shorts, system like you do in Lagos. You have to know the environment you are working at. And you select the best way you want to do, the kind of video you want to tell. So if you are working, if you are trying to capture a new story and it's a fire event, you can't go with private. You have to go with a Zoom, check what you want to do. When you're working on a portrait story, you don't need something 200, you need just 50 or maybe 35 for environmental portraits. So, but for streets, I recommend going with a very simple gear. For me, I use Fujifilm because it's a very small camera. I use prime lens, but prime lens to make your camera smaller. So I use Fujifilm for my work. And because of the color, I'm not trying to advertise it. But yeah, Canon is great. I like Canon. And when I'm sure everybody knows more about composition, so I might not go much about composition. But you are free to ask 2 questions. Pay attention to your composition, light and shadow. There's something about light to me. I feel like light elevates picture. If you look at my work, you see a lot of light play and everything. And I tend to like those kind of photos more. It speaks to me more. So please pay attention to light and shadow. Story that an individual image can tell, and yeah, there's a part towards the same story you can tell. You can have hundreds of pictures, but there might be this one particular image that stands out to you and tell you the whole story in another way. So when you are shooting, let's say you're working on the project now, you might have shot 100 pictures, and you have to select from 100 to 200, from 200 to I'm ready to I'll talk about it later. So, emotions, for documentary photography, it's all about your emotions. You have to, when you are shooting, you have to be in the moment. You have to listen to your subject well. When you are listening to, you have to share part of it because that's like a conversational stuff. It's not supposed to be one-sided. So listen to your subject well, care about them, don't just be about the photo, care about them. And don't forget to conduct interview, no matter kind of story you are working on. Interview makes you understand the story you are working on. It's kind of redirect you to another part that you omitted when you are doing your research. And empathy. This is very common in documentary space in Nigeria. People tend to go to the street and photograph test kits the way they are. Even though that's the real level, you should put those people in your shoe. You want to photograph that way. When you are a person, you want to sing that way. That kind of thing. So please, no matter the kind of story you are working on, you have to photograph the see. You can just tell the kid to open up, close, or maybe clean up the boys body and photograph only the face, kiss, and clean up the face. And yeah. So when you are done shooting, for documentaries, we don't crop, we don't retouch the photo, we don't remove people's. So let's say we're photographing the space now, that frame is there, you cannot remove that frame, it has to be the way it is. Now that it's there now, there's even more stricter rules about cropping and touching your images. So you don't crop your image, you just for editing. Editing documentaries it is not brightness. Editing means calling your images. Let's say you have 5,000 images for the project. The process of you using the images from 5,000 to your final 25 pictures for editing. So you have to select your best 200, from 200 you go to 50. In this process, you can do with a friend in short time. Because there are sometimes that you personally attached to a photo that this is the competition is good. It doesn't really tell the wider story. So maybe your last 50 you can now share with your friends to select the best 20 and 15 will be on your website for the edition. And we touched on a lot of that said. And for documentary, it's always good to caption your images. I'm not saying for social media, post to. So I have the video on the page that I talked about captioning, putting captioning your metadata. So it depends on the editing software you use. So captioning involves you putting what the story is about. So let's say you took a project of time on this workshop and you want to caption it in your editing software. I think you can do it on Lightroom, can do it on Photoshop, can do it on Photo Mechanics. Most people here should be using Lightroom. But for wedding, I don't think it's only for worship. But it's really separate from the way we start captioning your work. By the time people open the picture now, they will see I can show you one example. This is the information about, no matter where that picture reaches, the information about the picture. This is an example of caption. So you know the information about the information about the picture. But let's say if you did caption, you wonder, okay, what's the story? What is picture telling us? So no matter how you send that picture to, you'll be able to know the information. Let's say you submit it for an exhibition, the information is already in the picture, maybe it's publications. They don't need to ask you again that what is the picture telling us. So caption is very important when you are doing document. You can start now so that you get to see it. And when you have a question.
When you say you can't call, there are sometimes you want to tell you, sometimes you just need to do what it is. It's very important. So get that to the what you plan, you do something. When you say you saw that, so that's why.
I will say I don't crop myself, but when you are doing photo journalism, it's not advice. And there was one popular WordPress photo, that photo was on WordPress. One usually one guy carried a jet. That photo was strong and it caused a lot of controversial discussion in the journalism space. So it depends on the photo. If it's a cultural photo, you can maybe crop. But I always advise you to shoot to edit. Don't need to crop. Most of the time, most people send their training, they don't even edit it. If you work for Reuters, they don't allow you to send it from a camera trace. Imagine you are relying on cropping. So better you train yourself to shoot to edit. It's what you want to put in the frame. That's why you have to compose your shot well, straight from your shot. So when you are done captioning your final, so when you are working in a documentary project, the advisable amount of photo you need is 10 to 20. So let's say you want to post on the website. 15 pictures is okay. Exhibition, 20 pictures too is fine. So when you are done selecting your final 15 to 20 images, so you now decide on what you want to do with the photo, and your decision might have been made from your research stage. Say, okay, you're doing this project for an exhibition, you want to create a review on it, you want to publish it in it, or you want to just add it to your website in case somebody else is interested in publishing it for you. So, as a documentary photographer, I don't take it seriously on the website. Any kind of profession you have, you should have a portfolio where people can see your work. So, when you're done, put the project on your website, and I don't advise you posting all the photos on your channel. Once you posted everything and there's no element of surprise anymore, people should go to your website or come to your exhibition to see the ready photo on your exhibition. So, post it. Is there any question on the Fiverr you need to discuss? My slide is not much anymore. Is there any question on what? So I should just complete that. 2 questions. Okay, so when I was starting documentary photography, I wasn't scared about making money, but I wanted how to make it from just starting with my street. So what changed my own story was when I did my residency on female boxing with Alliance Babside Lagos. Then I had a solo exhibition and people saw my work, Guardian gave just that I wanted to publish, and that was it. The reason why I'm saying this is that as a documentary photographer, portrait photographer, wedding photographer, you can create a project from a wedding, you can get a project from a series of portraits to shots of people. You can create it as a documentary photographer, you can create you should have a project. You can't go as a documentary photographer without having any project to work on, just like you say you're a graduate without doing a project. So I feel you are not serious, you are a project as a documentary photographer. And the project shouldn't have to be there. You can start with documenting your friends, make the photo very cohesive, that they tell the story, and put it on your portfolio. The more you project, the better you get at it. I have projects I've shot. The 2 projects I mentioned, when I did it in COVID, they're not my website, but many of those projects really helped me grow and know what to do more when I'm doing another story. So yeah, project, please for wedding, so you can, let's say you're documenting an interesting Igbo wedding or your wedding. You can talk to the bride, like, oh, please can I create a photo from this? To where they are said, they will sign consent from. So that you can benefit the picture. You take us through the flow of an inagural wedding. People want to know how an inagural wedding is. It annually? People want to know how an inagural wedding looks like. People want to know how an Igbo wedding looks like. We just see portrait of them. We don't know what the story is about. So as a wedding photographer, you should also have a project that really separates you from the rest. You can beat. You have international recognition that just focusing on personal points. And that's your own work as a photographer. All the work is for people, they are commissioned. Even the commissional work I do, they are not my business. My own personal project that I can create a book on, I can do anything with it. I really like what one lady usually do. I think every day does project analysis. There was one time we collaborated with Aina and one other photographer. So those work they are their own personal artists in that. Yeah, so please work on the personal project as photo. It really separates you from the rest. I get a lot of people that say, how can I start making money? But when people have not seen what you've done, how do you expect people to commission when you've not shot something for yourself? I know it's hard. You can start, you don't need to go to Anambra before you tell a very interesting story. You can just tell a story about your friend. You can work on streets of portrait of photographers. It can be very simple, but you doing it and putting it in the portfolio. Really separate it from all this body Instagram photographer. Okay. So, once you have a project, you can talk about making money with documentary photographer. So, as a documentary photographer, personally, it gives you more international recognition because that's where our market is. Most people here don't still really understand what documentary photography is. Even when I explain to my kids today, they don't understand what I do, but they know that I'm doing well. So, now, the project I did about boxing, it was like a collaboration between me and a prof. She was writing about female sports in Africa. So we collaborated and she used my picture for academic research. So you can work for journal, you can work for universities. After they work for universities and they work in the archive, you can have exhibition and sell prints. You can do a lot with your work. There's no limit to what you can do with your work. You can do a book and sell, have it in the library, and commercially too. I really think that there's no limit to what you can do with documentary. That's why I see documentary photographers. They don't shoot every time, but they are okay because even when they don't shoot, people can ask, they can license their photos, they can do a lot. They can even do a photography themselves and make money. So you can work for those agencies like Reuters, New York Times, CNN, you can work for Google, I work for Google, you can work for Google, you can work. The opportunity is endless. That's why I don't think I can do anything else apart from the documentary. When I start, maybe I get to a point in my life when I'm tired of just traveling around, I can decide to start lecturing or start producing books from later after. You can work for NGOs. I tend to work more for NGOs. Like I just came back from a trip for Mexico and FHS. So there are a lot of NGOs that need documentary photographers. Like what is if a documentary photographer documents a wedding for you, it will be different from the way a portrait photographer will document